Hello and welcome. You are watching the live stream of Pakistan TV Digital, which is a Hashmi, on a rather historic day, not just for Bangladesh, but for the whole region of South Asia. Today, Tariq Rahman from the Bangladesh Nationalist Party won the general election 2026 with a swooping victory by two-thirds majority. This is what I'm going to talk about. Pakistan TV Digital actually has two representatives on ground right now in Dhaka, Bangladesh, and I'm going to be in conversation with them. First of all, I have Muhammad Ibrahim, who happens to be a journalist for Pakistan TV Digital. Thank you so much for joining me, Ibrahim. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Shiza. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining me. And then we have Aisha Mir, also a journalist for Pakistan TV Digital. Hello, Aisha. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Shazza.
Hi. All right. So, first of all, I want you both to inform, rather report us where you are standing right now and what is the atmosphere over there.
Right. I'm standing outside the Bangladesh Nationalist Party's chairman's office, and there's a lot of media here. Not after the victory, I was expecting that there might be a lot more people here, but Tariq Rahman has actually called on his people to not start celebrating right now. Instead, he's asked everyone to go and offer their Jummah prayers, and he said that until and unless the Election Commission officially announces results, there will be no pressers or conferences or any kind of celebration as well. But of course, unofficial results do suggest that BNP has won a landslide victory. But of course, the Election Commission results are yet to come.
Right. Thank you, Aisha. Moving on to Muhammad Ibrahim over here. Ibrahim, like Aisha mentioned, Election Commission did not yet announce the results, but of course, results are coming in. Can you let us know, let the audience know a little bit of information in terms of how many seats the BNP won and how many seats then the Jamaat Islami won?
Jamaat Islami has won actually a lot of quite majority here, and they have won like 169, 159 seats they have won, and 62 seats Jamaat Islami has won, and it's a surprising results because everybody was expecting Jamaat Islami to won the elections, but it's like a complete opposite, and BNP is leading, and they have a majority of their win.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this live right now, you can also leave us questions and I will read out your questions to our reporters right now. So coming back to Aisha, this happens to be, of course, a historic day. Like I said, not just for Bangladesh, but for the whole region of South Asia. I think after 2008, this is the first legal election that actually went all the way. Can you tell us a bit more about why this 2026 election was so important?
Yes, Shiza, of course, this was a historic election, not just for Bangladesh, but all of South Asia. But particularly over here, all eyes were on this election because it was the first to happen after the 2024 student uprising, which ousted Sheikh Hasina. And of course, Sheikh Hasina had been ruling over this country for the last 2 decades, and people were really, really vying for change. And this election offered them that hope. And we saw yesterday that a lot of young people, a lot of women, both older and especially Gen Z, came out to vote. We were warned in the beginning that usually Bangladesh elections are very tense. There could be a lot of violence. So we were on edge as well. But since the polls started at 7:30 in the morning, we were out and about. We visited the north of Dhaka. We went all the way to the south, but what we saw at all the polling stations was not only smooth operations, but also people just joyous and celebrating to have voted. And for a lot of them, actually, even for people who are nearing 30, they were voting for the first time because in the past elections, they claimed that even if they went out to vote, they were not allowed to. And of course, in the last elections, a lot of major political parties were banned. For example, the Jamaat was not allowed to even participate in the previous elections. And of course, this time around, one of the concerns that people did bring up was that the Awami League was banned, which is why they said that the voter turnout might not have been that high, but still the Election Commission, as of this morning, said that there was 60% voter turnout, which is still a big deal given that even one of the major parties was not participating in this election. But overall, I think all of the propaganda that was going on from various parts of the world about the Bangladesh election, the Bangladeshi people proved them wrong. The young people here really came out and proved that this country belongs to them, and they will be the ones who will take the decision on who gets to head them and where this country is headed. What's also important is that yesterday they were not just voting on the next prime minister or the next government, but they were also voting on a referendum that would introduce a lot of reforms to the way that Bangladesh is governed. And one of those reforms puts a limit on the prime minister's term as well, and it calls for a higher women participation. And so far, what we're seeing is that a majority of the people have voted yes for that referendum, which means that once Tariq Rahman does become prime minister, he will have a lot of work to do, not only to fulfill the demands of the young people in this country, but also put it back on track after loads of corruption, after the economy has slumped since the last 2 years, after Sheikh Hasina's ousting. So it's a long road ahead, but yesterday's election and the way that it went about so peacefully and with huge amounts of people coming out to vote, it was really a beacon of hope.
Right. Thank you so much for the update, Aisha. And there's so much to uncover over here. Moving on to Mohammed Ibrahim. Ibrahim, we spoke about voter turnout. I think around 127 million people from the population of Bangladesh were eligible to vote. The turnout was around 60%. Let us know if this was a good turnout. Second, can we talk about the referendum? What were some of the main points the people were voting yes or no for? We know it was to prevent recurrence of course, the fascist rule, maybe to, set a limit to the terms. Can we know more about the referendum?
Sorry, Shada, I can't hear you right now.
All right. Ibrahim, I think there's a connection issue. We will get back to you. Let me know when I am audible enough. Getting back to Aisha again. Aisha, I think I want to focus a bit more because when the election was ongoing, you were also reporting live from the ground. You were in conversation with the public, with the voters as well. So looking at 2024, of course, this was the Gen Z, this was the youngsters that caused the ousting of Sheikh Hasina. What was their sentiment like? Also, like you said, first time voting.
There was a lot of joy, and yesterday, a lot of people were reporting, even Dr. Muhammad Yunus, who has played a key part in making sure that this election does go on peacefully. He called it the birthday of Bangladesh, and yesterday, after casting their vote, we were seeing people were celebrating it like it was Eid. We were in Old Dhaka yesterday there were two important polling stations over there, and what we could see outside in the streets was that people were distributing sweets. They were just hanging out. People were dressed up, and it seemed like it was a very important ritual that was being carried out, and actually it was quite energizing even for me to witness that, because it seemed yesterday that the entire nation was just focused on voting in this election. The roads were empty. There were no unnecessary businesses going on. Even the hotels were closed. And what was really surprising for me was how easy it was to get from one place to another in this really big city that is otherwise congested. And that's because the day before the election, we also saw loads of people leaving Dhaka to go to their hometown so that they could vote in their constituencies. So I think that's something that really stood out to me as I'm here on ground, that the only thing that was on people's mind yesterday was the election, and they wanted to go out and vote. In fact, as early as 7:30 a.m., people were out. They were forming long lines to cast their vote, and by the time that it was 4:30, they had already done that. There were People were just crowded out on the streets and excitedly waiting for the results of the election. So yeah, I think regardless of all the rumors that were going around yesterday that it might turn into a violent election, even especially then we were told that after the polls close, we should avoid being outside because some skirmishes might happen then. But nothing major happened. I think there were some irregularities in parts of outside of Dhaka, but nothing major happened here. And I think everybody, not just the government, but actually even the people of Bangladesh wanted to make sure that this process goes on smoothly, and they were successful at it.
Thank you so much, Aisha. Ibrahim Rauf, are you still with us? Can you hear us? I think we have lost connection with Ibrahim Rauf, so Aisha, I'm going to stick with you. Ibrahim, are you with us?
Yeah, but the internet connection is here is not good, so that's why there is a lagging.
All right, Ibrahim, if you can hear me, let me know because the Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif and the President of Asif Ali Zardari, they both congratulated Bangladesh on the win. They both congratulated Tariq Rahman. Congratulations and felicitations are swooping in from different parts of the world to Tariq Rahman and the BNP. What do you think is the future of the region going to be in terms of stability after this win? Right, I think we have lost connection with Ibrahim Rauf,
Shiza, I
unfortunately.
can hear
Aisha,
you
are you
again.
with us?
There is
Yes, I'm here.
All right, thank you so much. So I think I'm going to throw the same question to you. A lot of congratulations coming in
yeah.
for Tariq Rahman from different parts of the world. How do you see the coming relation Pakistan-Bangladesh
Yes, something
relationship?
that the BNP has repeatedly emphasized is that they want what's best for Bangladesh and they want to maintain good relations with everybody who wants the best for Bangladesh as well. So that's something that's important to remember as well. We don't see anybody leaning towards anyone in particular over here right now. And I think the election of Tariq Rahman himself is a very important factor in all of this because he had been in exile the last 17 years. He only returned to Bangladesh just a while ago when his mother passed away. His mother, by the way, also was the ex-prime minister of Bangladesh, Begum Khaleda Zia, and his father was also the president. So he comes from a long political lineage, but he comes to power at a very different time in Bangladesh's history when, of course, this is the post-2024 uprising era where the students are really in charge. The young people are really pushing for a different kind of Bangladesh that they want to live in. It seemed like there was a lot of frustration over the over the last 2 decades of Sheikh Hasina's authoritarian rule, and we saw, the power that the people and the students here especially hold. So, of course, Tariq Rahman has big challenges ahead of this election and this victory as well. And I think that it's actually something that somebody pointed out. It was interesting was that he's the first male prime minister in Bangladesh in the last few years as well. So that's he. So it's safe to say that he carries a big burden, and we hope that he fulfills the promises that he's made to get rid of corruption, to really serve the young people of Pakistan, the young people of Bangladesh, and put the economy back on track.
Right. So, new Bangladesh, of course, there's this huge expectation, and we really hope Tariq Rahman and the BNP is going to deliver, of course. But Aisha, so there were mixed reactions, rather negative reactions coming from Awami League and also Sheikh Hasina sitting in New Delhi. They called it illegal and they called it, not a fair election. What do you want to say about the reactions?
Hi, Shazar. Are you still with me?
Yes. Can you hear me? Right. So we are still in conversation with Aisha Mir, journalist from Pakistan TV Digital, who is in Dhaka right now representing Pakistan and Pakistan TV Digital. I think Ibrahim Rauf has joined us again. Ibrahim, can you hear us? Right, Aisha, coming back to you, I was talking about the reaction that came from Awami League and then also Sheikh Hasina sitting in New Delhi. Sheikh Hasina called the elections illegal. Awami League is not really happy with the results. What do you think about this reaction?
Recording.
Unfortunately, I think we have a really bad connection over here. So thank you so much for joining us, Aisha Mir and Ibrahim Raif. We were in conversation with Pakistan TV Digital's journalists who are at the moment also representing Pakistan and Pakistan Digital in Dhaka, Bangladesh. They were there on ground yesterday when the elections were ongoing, in conversation with promoters, also in conversation with
Fan crash.
people who are looking forward to the new Bangladesh, as they say. It has been reported, people were saying that this is the birth of a new Bangladesh. Fingers crossed, in terms of the stability of the region, what it is going to be. Ibrahim Rauf is back with us. Ibrahim, am I audible? I think your mic is on mute.
Yeah, I can hear you right now.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us back. I want you to talk about the reaction that came from Awami League and also Sheikh Hasina. They called this election unfair. What do you want to say about that?
The situation on ground is a bit different. People were expecting that Awami League is going to protest. Is on the ground, security is tight in Bangladesh, especially the capital, and there have been no reports of such protests. Even the winning party, BNP, has also advised their supporters not to conduct any rallies, instead going for the Friday prayers and for the special prayers instead. And right now, the situation outside the Jamaat office is also stable, and the Jamaat chief, Shafiqur Rahman, is also inside his office, where he is expected to address media. And the current situation is stable, we can say that right now, on ground.
Right. Ibrahim, before you left us, we were also talking about stability in the region, because of course that's very important. So Modi, also Prime Minister Narendra Modi, also tweeted and congratulated Tariq Rahman on his win. How do you see the new India-Bangladesh and then Pakistan-Bangladesh relations?
Well, Bangladesh, both parties, whether it was Jamaat Islami and whether it was the Bangladesh National Party, that is BNP, who won this election majority according to unofficial results. They both have been saying that they want relations to be Bangladesh, relations with Pakistan and India, both on the same grounds and both on the mutual grounds. And so they are not expecting anything. They are not expecting India to dictate their foreign relationships with anyone so far.
Right. Ibrahim, I also want you to shed a bit more light on the referendum that people voted for. What were some of the main points they voted yes and no for?
Well, the main and the key point was that the July charter, which was adopted after the uprising movement of the Gen Z led uprising movement, they actually wanted changes in the constitution. And what we have results so far unofficial. Again, these results are unofficial, and they have been 8,000 votes, and there is a difference between 8,000 yes and 4,000 roughly. The figure is 8,600. 860,000 more than yes they have received, and apart from the no, that is 420,000. And these yes and no means that yes, Bangladesh next government is going to shed light on the constitution of the country, and they are going to change it, amend it, or according to the demands of the July 6th referendum, July 6th charter.
All right. Aisha Mir is back with us. Aisha, am I audible? Right. I think Aisha is still having a connection issue. So what do you think are some of the challenges that are going to be posed to Tariq Rahman when he's sworn in? And also, when is BNP going to be sworn in and take official charge of the office?
Koi baat ho rahi?
Well, nothing official has been confirmed so far, but people are expecting that over the weekend, BNP's Tariq Rahman is going to sworn in, and official results are going to announce within a day or two.
All right. So, like you said, Election Commission has not yet announced, but of course the reports are, coming in. There's live updates on their state news network also. So just towards the end, Ibrahim, I want from you a small report on ground right now, because you did say that Tariq Rahman wanted to offer Jumma prayers as a thank you for winning the elections, and then there's going to be celebrations. What kind of celebrations are we looking at? What is the atmosphere right now?
Both the parties have been avoiding any public rallies because of the security reasons, and they have been advised by the security that do not call for any political rallies as of now until the situation settles down. Plus, right now, what is happening on the ground is that both the parties, the winning party and the second lead, is going for Friday prayers, and they have been advised to their supporters to go for special prayers and special prayers for Bangladesh.
Right. Thank you so much, Ibrahim. Aisha Mir is back with us. Can you hear us, Aisha? Right. Thank you so much, Aisha Mir and Muhammad Ibrahim, joining us live from Dhaka, Bangladesh, representing Pakistan TV Digital proudly, also representing Pakistan. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we were talking about the swooping elections, or rather historical elections of 2026 that in Dhaka, Bangladesh. It was historical not just for Bangladesh itself, because we live in a region that is so closely knit together. Of course, the effects go beyond borders. So now we're looking at regional peace and stability also. We're looking at better bilateral and multilateral relations with Bangladesh, of course. So for those of you who don't know and who weren't listening to us, Tariq Rahman from the Bangladesh Nationalist Party won the general elections 2026 with a swooping victory, 2/3 majority. Some reports are saying that 212 seats were won, but of course, Election Commission has not yet announced the official results. We will still be updating you when we have the official results from the Election Commission of Bangladesh itself. Stay tuned to PTV World, Pakistan TV Digital for more updates. Thank you so much for joining us.